Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
All right, so I am on my way to a locksport meetup in North Austin, and it is the Longhorn Lockpicking Club. Yeah, Longhorn Lockpickers or Longhorn Lockpicking Club. They have their own group that is Locksport International, I believe. These guys have been meeting in Austin near the University of Texas campus since like 2007. I could be off on that year, but sometime around there. They were the second Locksport group to be created in America, to my knowledge, and they were the first Locksport group in all of Texas, and they've been meeting twice a month ever since they first created their group. They were started by Jagor, a gentleman whose real name is Jonathan Gordon, and he's a world champion lockpicker and a North American champion lockpicker. He has competed at LockCon and LockFest, and he started the group 2007 timeframe, and then he has stepped down in the recent years, but I have been coming to this Locksport group on and off about once or twice a year. I don't come often, since 2012. So 2012 was the first year that I started hanging out with Jagor and meeting with him. He no longer runs the group, but I've been coming up every single year since 2012. And I'm going to be meeting up with this group tonight, and hopefully I can get some footage of the guys that run the group. So, wish me luck. All right, so I'm here with Locksport International at the Batchcraft Longhorn Lockpicking Club that represents Locksport International, correct? And we're at the Batchcraft Brewing and Kolaches, or Batchcraft, whatever.
It's Batchcraft Beers and Kolaches.
And I'm with Lord Bob, and I would like to introduce Lord Bob to all of you so we can talk about Locksport and what Locksport's all about.
So this is
Hello.
Lord Bob. Lord Bob, tell me, give me the correct name of the group, because I'm sure I've butchered it.
This is the Longhorn Lockpicking Club. Don't feel bad because I butchered every now and then too. But this is a club that's been going on for 10 plus years in Austin. It used to start as a part of the UT campus. It was originally a college club. Yeah, Longhorn Lockpicking Club.
I like that you guys had to check that.
I've been calling it Longhorn Lockpicking Group. People have been yelling at me, so.
All right, so tell me how it got started.
So this was originally a college group in UT campus. This is before my time in the group.
With Jagor, Jonathan
Jagor,
Gordon.
yep, he's the original founder.
Yep.
It started as more of a club in there, but as they got older and got out of college, they decided just to continue the group with everyone, and it started being more of just a local area club. Anyone could join.
That's awesome. And so, how long have you been coming here? How long have you been picking?
October 2021, so 2.5 years or so.
Gotcha.
In fact, we had a lock camp right after that in November. That was my first one as well.
Awesome.
And I just fell in love with the group and everything, and just got addicted.
So how often do y'all meet?
Every other weekend, pretty regularly. I don't think we've missed. We've been pretty good about that.
The biggest question I get is people ask me where they can find groups, and I tell them go to meetup.com. They can also go to Tool website. I think it's like
how
tool.
I originally found the group.
Okay, gotcha. What is that website? Do you remember?
I think it's just tool.com.
Okay, I'll provide a link in the description down below. So you guys meet twice a week. You guys have been meeting twice a week long before you even joined. This group has been meeting since probably 2007, I think. And it's actually the second Locksport group formed in North America, and it's the first one formed in Texas.
Oh yeah.
And the very first one, so it's the second in America and the first in Texas. So the first one was, I believe, out of Boston with Squelchtown and Schuylertown and a few others. But anyways, you guys have been doing this a very long time. For people that want to go to their first meetup, what do you suggest people do? What do they bring? What do they prepare themselves for?
They don't really need to bring anything. We have the locks, we have the tools, the expertise. Nothing's really required. And it's also not a great idea to get a set if you don't know much about it, because we can tell you, because like lots of sets on Amazon, eBay are really not that good. But we can provide you with details about much higher quality stuff from Sparrows, Covert Instruments, Southern Specialties.
Awesome. What is your favorite set?
My favorite set is actually a custom set I build myself. It's
I recognize that case.
This is the Tradecraft case from Covert Instruments.
Nice.
I absolutely love the magnetic closure, and with our own little morale patch logo.
That's awesome.
But my collection is a multitude of things, from Covert Instruments, Southern Specialties, and Sparrows, which has some of my favorite rake sets here.
That's great. That's awesome. What tension tools do you use?
I prefer, my favorite is actually our own Longhorn tension set tools.
Gotcha.
Made by some of our original founders in the group.
Gotcha. And I think those are made by Southern Specialties out of Georgia, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, Jeff Reagan and Aaron. Yeah, that's cool.
So a lot of companies have copied them now.
Yes.
So we are technically founders of some of the most common wrenches you find in sets nowadays.
That's awesome. So that's really great. Is there anything else you would like us to talk about or let us know about you? What are your plans? What are you just taught somewhere today too? Where were you teaching?
UTSA in San Antonio.
So what's UTSA?
University of Texas, San Antonio.
Okay, so you're teaching at a college. Were you
Yes,
teaching to a class?
They had a whole bunch of their college students come what they called the console rodeo, which was lots of physical security, pen testing, lock picking, hardware hacking. It was a whole big kind of tech security meetup thing.
That's awesome.
And Nathan and I from the Alamo City group in San Antonio were teaching everyone how to pick locks. It was a blast.
Awesome.
I love teaching people in lockpick. It's my favorite thing about this.
Which one's Nathan?
Nathan?
Is he the one that owns the bar?
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Man.
But what my favorite thing about lockpicking is be able to teach people and show them and see that aha moment when they just figure it out, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're popping locks left and right.
Yeah.
I remember I had one time where I had taught someone at a group one time, and then a little while later I looked over and I saw them teaching someone else.
That's awesome.
And they were successful in picking that lock, and the fact that I taught someone well enough to teach someone else just blew my mind.
Yeah. Well, you're a good teacher.
I mean, I've taught people in one day to be even better picker than I was at the time. And it's like, blows my mind how some people can pick this up so quick and get through these things. And
So
I love it.
I could be wrong in this, but I remember the first time I met you was actually like your first night here. And I don't know if that's how you remember it, but that's how I remember it. And I remember you brought a red lockout tagout ammo can, and you had padlocks attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you were teaching like nobody's business. You were teaching for like 3 or 4 hours straight that night. Everybody walked away being a better lock picker, and I was like, this guy's got it. I was like, this guy's really good. So I'm glad to see that you are running the group here in Austin. I love coming here. You guys, it's such a great place, and you definitely have the mentality for it. You're a teacher through and through. It's cool to come back 2 years later and see that you are now running this group. So it's super cool.
Thank you.
Where can people find you on social media?
On social media, we are on Instagram, Lockpicking Club. We are also on the Meetup app, same name. I don't know if we have any other social medias currently other than just Instagram. And Instagram, yeah. So
Do you have personal social media you would like to plug?
I have my own Lord Bob on Instagram.
Lord Bob on Instagram. Gotcha. That's awesome.
I need to get better on posting on there.
That's all right. You're just too busy picking and teaching. Mm-hmm. That's all right. All right. Thank you so much, brother.
See ya.
Hello,
All right. So we are here with, what's your name?
Brandon or Captain BS or BS Gaming and Hobby, a bunch of different names.
Captain BS is your locksport name. You also go by Brandon.
Yep.
And how long have you been in locksport?
Since about February.
Damn, just this February.
Yep.
Oh, really? So we're in November now, so you haven't even been in for locksport for a year.
Nope.
Because you're a really good lockpicker, and you're also a very good instructor. So you started here in February. Did you start here? Is that how you learned?
Yep. I actually learned from Lord Bob.
Really?
He taught me and my wife Siren how to pick locks.
That's crazy. Man, I honestly had no idea. I honestly had no idea.
Yeah, it's small world, right?
That's crazy. And so you've been coming ever since?
Yep.
And you come twice a week?
Yes, every 2 weeks we do the Locksport meetup. We've missed one meetup for a wedding, and that's the only event that I've missed.
But I heard you took locks to the wedding and you're picking locks there, right?
God, I wish. That would have been cool. But
I'm just kidding.
That was fun.
So you also drive pretty far to this, don't you?
Yep, I live about 45 to 50 minutes away from here, and that's my commute to...
And that's north of here, right?
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy. I like the dedication of that. I like that you started in February and you help teach now. And that's the thing. So I was here 2 weeks ago, you were teaching then, and then you're here teaching tonight, and you teach very well. You teach fundamentals, you teach advanced theory, you teach everything, and you bring all the locks, and that's what's really cool. What can you say about this Locksport group that you would like us to talk about or know?
The biggest thing is come with the passion to learn. If you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach. Me, Lord Bob, Couscous when he was here, now Mr. Levi or Mr. Poopy Pants. If you are interested in this as a puzzle or as a hobby, that's what it is. I personally have actually had the benefit of saving myself from having to pay for a locksmith to come out of my house. My kid locked me out. I figured out that a pin was bound. I couldn't use my key, couldn't use a backup key. I actually went around to the back of my house, picked a lock I did not have a key for, never opened before, and because of what I learned here, I actually was able to save myself the trip of a locksmith. So
That's crazy.
It's an absolutely 100% applicable skill to anybody who does anything in life.
And that locksmith would have charged you $50 to $150.
Absolutely, that paid for the cost of my picks.
That's awesome. And your wife was here last time too. She picks locks, right?
Absolutely.
Did you teach her? Or did Lord Bob?
Lord Bob did. It was funny. I went up to go take a leak, and I came back, and she had been struggling before. And when I came back, he was like, "Oh my God, she ripped through 3 locks," and then she was hooked. So
You also helped out at a recent convention, a security convention,
yeah,
right?
the CTX cybersecurity event. I helped at the what is the phrase for it? They call it lockpicking village.
Okay.
I helped teach for that for 2 days. I didn't get to make it to the 3rd day.
Was that your first time?
Yeah, first
Was that
time.
cool?
First time in a convention. It was
Did you
amazing.
teach hundreds of people?
We probably taught at least 100 people. I don't know the exact amount. But
That's
it was,
awesome.
It was amazing. It was fun. A little stressful, but 100% it was worth it. It made me qualify and quantify the ability that I have to actually teach people.
Yeah.
I've taught firearms before. I've taught first aid. I've taught some less lethal stuff too. But it's amazing because having taught before and then being able to teach people this and having the frame and the skill set, the tools to teach, I can take somebody, if they've never touched a lock before, they know nothing about lock theory, I can take them with the tools that I have and then run them at least through 3 locks.
Oh, I believe that. That's awesome. What is your favorite brand of lockpicks right now?
My favorite brand of lockpicks, it's what I started with, Sparrows. They've been good to me. I am not exclusionary. I'm willing to try anything when it comes to lockpicks, but it's stuck with me. I like them as a brand. I like how they feel. I like how they work.
Do you use Sparrow's turning tools as well?
Yeah, so I really want, and I don't have it, and I feel like a traitor for it, but I don't have the Longhorn set.
You don't?
I don't own it. It's something I definitely want because they're great with what they do for like the Z-bar turning tool. But I have Sparrow's top of the keyway. I have from their starter set, the 3 Z-bars. Having more tools to do the job.
Yeah.
I also did a lot of research when I was looking at new tech and new locks to start with. I bought the progressive set. I bought a kind of hybridized bastard version of the night school set. Me and my wife both kind of have that, but we bought the monkey paw, which I love for a short hook because it gives you a little more tactile feel because there's a notch in the
Yes.
in the hook. But so it's kind of a mishmash version. I bought the coated handles because it feels good to me tactile wise. But
Sure.
I bought the progressive set. I have serrated, spool, and standard cutaway. I bought the repinning set. The one thing that I learned about it, and it actually made it a bit easier for me to teach other people, was some of the shortcomings of the Sparrow's progressive set allows me, because I learned that, to teach new people some of the things that you can run into as a problem when it comes to keyways. So
Gotcha.
it's been a great tool for me, but I had to do research first, and this is one of those hobbies where the more you learn, the better of a time you're gonna have doing it.
Well, you're in the right company. You're on the right track. You guys are very high level. I really enjoy learning from you guys. I love coming here and training with you guys and watching you guys teach. I literally just show up and I sit at the very end of the table, and I just here to enjoy the atmosphere and pick locks, and I like to watch you guys teach, and I don't want to disrupt what you guys do, and I come here to just be a student as well. So I thank you so much. What do you have planned in the future with Locksport?
So my goal with Locksport is I want to make it not just a competitor event. I want to make it accessible to people who watch. I like the idea of something like League of Legends or any of the shooter games to make it to where somebody who's watching on Twitch, on YouTube, on whatever your video media platform is, that you can follow along with what's going on and be like, oh, this person's at this point with this lock. And I want to work on cutaways. I want to work on being able to film and video what's going on for competitors. I want to make it a sport truly, not just, a hobby. I want to make it something that sponsors are going to participate in. I want it something that there's going to be divisions so that, somebody who's on social media, you're going to automatically get threshered into the Masters community. But at the end of a season or after a couple seasons, I want to be able to break people down by categories. So you're a bronze, you're a silver, you're a gold, you're a platinum, you're a Masters level, and then compete off of that to make it to where it's something that you look forward to advancing in the next season. That's my goal with locksport.
I've talked to you before about all that, and I think your ideas are amazing. And I wish more people were excited about trying to grow the hobby as you are. I think you're going to do amazing stuff with locksport if you just keep up with it. And I hope you can get some turning tools soon.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of it is more stuff for the community. I'm trying to build more practice locks. I need more sets. I need more picks.
What do you think your club needs to be more effective? Do you guys get sponsored? Who provides the tools?
So as of right now, it's community driven, mostly Lord Bob coming out of his own pocket, and that's one of the things that we've had discussions about what some solutions are, but it's not tenable to just come out of pocket to handle something like that.
So you guys are buying the tools?
Yep, buying
so
tools.
you don't have any company reaching out to you and say, hey, we'll give you tools or give you at the very least a significant discount if you'll just give our tools out to the people that you're teaching?
Hey, Sparrows, Southard, Covered Instruments, anybody reach out to us and we'll definitely rep your gear. Trying to get more lockpicks in the hands of students. Whatever help can help.
That's awesome. Hopefully this will get you guys the exposure that you need.
Hopefully.
And I only have 1,000 subscribers right now, but this video is not going anywhere, so it'll get out there, and maybe I can reach out and see if I can find somebody. I don't know. Maybe somebody's watching and they'll be able to help you guys out. But I hope you guys get the help out. I had no idea you guys were buying your own lockpicks.
Oh yeah, it's coming out of pocket.
I had no idea. That sucks. But also at the same time, it's cool, and that's awesome that you guys do that.
It's community-led and community-driven, so
right.
It's the best way.
Well, thank you so much for the interview, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you.
So I just got back from the Longhorn Lockpickers meetup that was in North Austin tonight, and I didn't want to do any video while I was there, but I will describe what took place and why I didn't do any video. When you go to a locksport meetup, there's two different types of people that go. Just two, that's it. There's people that have never gone before and they don't know what to expect, and then there's people that are been there at least once minimum, or they're seasoned and they've been there, they've been doing it for years, and they're both the same, because the people that have never been to it are very they kind of show up not knowing what to expect. They kind of wonder, like, is this allowed, or is it illegal, am I allowed to do this? And so a lot of the newcomers, I like to respect their privacy, and I don't want to record them, and I don't even like taking their pictures. I was able to take a few pictures while nobody was paying attention and nobody was looking at me, and I also asked the group if it was okay if I could take a picture. But I didn't want to scare off any of the new lockpickers with my video, and I obviously don't advertise. I'm like, hey, I have a YouTube channel, blah blah blah. So I out of respect for everybody at the meetup, I didn't want to do any video footage this time, but in the future, moving forward, I'd like to maybe host a couple lockpicking competitions, and maybe, like do some prizes or something like that. And the people that want to compete in the competition, maybe they'd be willing to go on camera. So, but I'm glad that I was able to talk to Lord Bob and Captain BS. Those are some funny names, man. I'm glad I was able to talk to them, and I had a really great time. So if you've never been to a locksport meetup is just a group of people that get together and they pick locks. That's it. As I said, two different types of people. If you've never picked a lock before, if you've never been to a locksport meetup before, typically there's like two different tables. There's like the table of where the guys are that are teaching, like Lord Bob and Captain BS, and the instructors or the people that are running the group. They'll sit together at one table typically, and the new people will have already probably interacted with them on Facebook or on a some type of chat group like Signal or something like that, and they've reached out to them, showed their interest. On meetup.com is another website where people will interact with them and say, hey, they show their intention that they want to come out. So they come out and they will sit usually at one table, and they'll have all different types of tools just available at their disposal to be able to learn how to pick locks. Not just lock picks and not just locks, but actual learning aids. So things that have been 3D printed, things that have been made with different types of plastic, you know, just diagrams in general, cutaway locks, acrylic locks, see-through locks, all kinds of stuff. And so that's typically what's at one table, which is where people, it's a very conducive learning environment. When I go to the Locksport meetups, because I'm not running the group and I'm just a guest and I'm just a visitor, I will typically take a whole bunch of stuff with me and I will sit at the far end of the table away from everybody, and I just set up my shop, and anybody that wants to come sit next to me, they're more than welcome to, and I'll just start my own conversation. And it's typically people that have already picked locks before, and they'll come sit next to me, and you know, we'll just pick locks and just talk. And so that's what I did last night. I hung out and talked for like 3.5 hours with someone about martial arts. It was super cool. So you're always going to find a really neat mixed bag of people at these Locksport meetups. A lot of people in the security field are going to be there. A lot of people in cybersecurity are going to be there. People that code and people that are, you know, involved somewhere in the infrastructure of computers and the internet or whatever. So a lot of those people that either went to college for that or are going to college or work in that industry some way or another, they'll find themselves at a Locksport meetup. And I would say that definitely makes up a vast majority. And then you have people that actually do physical security. I think someone in that group actually works as a jailer. I think another person, I know one person was a bodyguard. So you get all different types of people, but then you also just get regular people. Like I had 3 people throughout the period of the night, which was 3.5 hours. I had 3 people walk up to me and say, "What are you guys doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're a lock picking group. We just sit around and we pick locks." And they're like, "Really? That's cool." And then you talk to them, and I like to tell them about the Reddit lock picking, you know, karate belt system. I tell them that all the locks are ranked from white to black belt, you know, and that's my spiel. But really, I shouldn't have probably said anything. I should have pointed them towards, you know, one of the actual group leaders, because they have their own different ranking system, most likely, and they have their own different methodology on how to teach people, you know, about the sport and the hobby. So because everybody has a different opinion on the sport and the hobby, but the Longhorn Lockpicking Club has been here forever. And I've been going up there for about 11 years now, once or twice a year, on average once a year, for no reason other than that I'm just a homebody and I like to sit at home. And as you know, this is just, I got all this, you know, so I really enjoyed going out there, though. I'm trying to get out of my shell, and I'm trying to go out to more Locksport meetups. They have another meetup on the 18th. Most likely I'm going to go. I'd love to go. And but if I don't, I'm probably going to focus on meeting with the East End Locksport again in Houston. Also, there is an Alamo City Locksport in San Antonio that I'm going to be doing a meetup with here either this month or December. If they have a meetup in December. So almost all of these groups will have a meetup at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. It is really cool to get out and meet other people with a shared hobby and a shared passion. Look at the lockpick sets that people are using. Look at the locks that they're picking. You can you know, share ideas, and you can learn about new techniques or advanced techniques for different types of locks. It just is a really great way to just get out of your house. I love lockpicking because it's something I can do in the summers here in Texas when it's too hot. I love it because I could do it in the winters when it's too cold. And eventually I just end up just sitting at home picking locks by myself. And this makes it a community hobby and a community sport. So I really enjoy that aspect. I'm sorry I couldn't get any video out to you guys, but I thought at least the interviews were worth watching. And I'm going to do my best to try to find a way that I can record people. What I'm going to do is, moving forward, I'm going to record people's hands as they're picking locks, and I'm going to record the conversations they're having of just watching their hands without, you know, making people feel uncomfortable that I'm recording their faces. And I'll find a way to make it fun, make it entertaining for all of you, and also make it to where people at the Locksport meetup groups are feeling comfortable, because of the hobby, there's a stigma to lockpicking. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable with me recording them. But anyways, thank you, Lord Bob, and thank you, Captain BS, for having me out. I really appreciate both of you. You guys are amazing instructors, and you're amazing lockpickers. I learn so much every time I go out and talk to you guys. So thank you for letting me come out, and I hope to see you guys in the very near future. So that's all I have. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit subscribe. And as always, I don't have a catchphrase. Put in the link down below. Have you ever been to a Locksport meetup? Are you willing to create your own group? Would you like to create your own Locksport group? Just you know, just put out a post saying, hey, I pick locks, you know, come meet with me, you know, like, I don't know, we'll work something out where I need to try to find a way to, so the one thing that was crazy was finding out that these people that run these groups, they don't have access to lock picks. They have access to locks, but not lock picks. So I'm going to try to find somebody in the manufacturing world to see if we can get some lock picks in these guys' hands. I don't know. So yeah. So, you know, tell me, are you guys going to go to a locksport meetup? And what should my new catchphrase be? How should I end my videos? I'll see you in your dreams. It's pretty creepy, you have to admit, right? All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.
Mr. Sandman, bring us